guys, this is Matt here. It's been a long time since I filmed disc golf content, but it's 2026 now. I wanted to get back out on the course. I've got some new gear, and I'm excited to be playing this year with an open bag. This is Mitch Park, Tye F Cunningham disc golf course here in Edmond, Oklahoma, and we are on hole 2. I missed hole 1 because there's a lot of people here today, so we're starting on hole 2. So we've got a par 3. It's straight down this corridor, hard dog leg left. So we're gonna take this MVP Volt and try to get it down there. Oof, that was rough. Hit a tree early, off to the side of the fairway. Let's see what we've got from there. All right, we landed way off in the rough here. I'm just gonna try to pitch out and get back to the fairway. All right, that's about all I could do from there. But we're back on the fairway. Hopefully bogey maybe. All right, we reached our lie basket straight up here. All right, that's up there. We'll be putting in for bogey. All right, here's my lie. There's the basket. And that is a bogey on hole 2. All right, we're at hole 3 at Mitch Park. It's 340 to the basket. We're basically going straight down the pipe here to the short basket. And I've got this Axiom Defy. Let's see how this goes. Tee pads are kind of short here. All right, that was a perfect shot straight down the middle, looking at the basket down there. So let's go see. All right, maybe got a 40-footer for a birdie here. Dang near got it. Let's settle for that par. One thing I'll have to get used to doing again is the selfie putt. So here is my putter. There's the basket. And that is a par on hole 3. All right, we're at hole 4. It's 243 to the basket. It goes down this tunnel and kind of dog legs to the left. So I'm gonna try to take this NB and just get it straight down the middle. That was an absolutely perfect shot. I'm excited to see where that landed. Funny enough, I landed a little closer to the long basket, which is right over there, but short's right there. Let's try to get this birdie. And that is my first birdie of the round on hole 4. Solid. All right, we're at hole 5. The short basket is literally 124 feet. It's sitting right there in the middle. I'm gonna do a forehand with a Lone Star Horny Toad and see what we can do. Not good. I mean, it's in the middle of the fairway. But I will, for the fun of it, throw this NB. I'm just gonna try to throw it straight at the basket and see what happens. Oh! Almost aced it, went a little long. We'll see what we're looking at when we get down there. All right, we're gonna go with the NV shot. I'm running out of daylight and I'm an hour and a half from home. Basket is right there. And deuce. All right, we're at hole 6. It's 240 to the basket. Basket is straight in that group of trees right there. I'm gonna take this watermelon pyro and put on some hyzer and try to get it down there. Oh, that's so much hyzer. Oh, that skipped off into Never Never Land. Let's go see where that landed. All right, so I landed here. You can see the fairway there. The basket is underneath that, well, past that tree right there. I'm just gonna try to skip it through here. All right, that'll work. I'm gonna walk up there just so you can see kind of what I had to putt through. Ow. Running into trees, getting around the corner, and there's the short basket. Long basket's right over there. And that is a 1, 2, 3. Not a bad deal. All right, we're at hole 7. This one's about 250, straight down this corridor and slightly to the left. So I'm gonna take this Lone Star midi and just kind of pump it down the middle and hopefully it gets down there. Oh. Well, that's not what happened, but it did land right in the middle of the fairway, so still got a shot at getting a 3. Well, I'd say we got about halfway up this fairway. Basket's right up there. Forehand Annie with my old beat-in pink harp. Oh, I got caught up early in the tree again. We should have a putt though. All right, we're gonna try to save a par. Got about, I don't know, 35 feet maybe. Oh, not my best effort. Went over the top, unfortunately. All right, I'm trusting myself to hit my putt and not destroy my camera. Ouch, that one hurts. Sometimes it'd be like that. All right, we're at hole 8 here at Mitch Park, Tye F Cunningham disc golf course. It's about 280 to the basket. It goes through this gap in front of me and then it's off to the right. So I'm gonna take this felon on a forehand, put a little bit of Annie on it, and hopefully it'll flatten out and skip to the left up there. That's the goal anyways. Alright, so didn't get enough Annie on it, but I think it made it around the corner, so that could be alright. So let's go see what it looks like. Alright, we didn't make it all the way around the corner. I think I hit something, thankfully rolled kind of in the middle. Basket straight ahead, so I'm going to forehand this harp up there and hopefully give us a putt. All right, that landed almost underneath the basket, so that's going to be a tap-in par for this one. All right, here is where I landed. Basket's right in front of me. Boop. Nothing like a good old selfie putt. That is a par. All right, we're just about to finish off the front 9 here on hole 9. It's 244 to the basket. Basket is straight down this gap here. It's a little loud. We're right next to the road. I'm going to take my Samurai Crave. Just try to launch it down there, hopefully land somewhere safe. There's a big old culvert down there. We don't want to land in there. All right, so we're on the left side of the fairway. That's a good place to land. Let's go see where it's at. All right, I'm gonna go put my cart behind the basket because where I landed, it's really impossible to get a camera back here and it's a little hard to selfie putt at this range. So, I'm gonna go do that real quick. That would have been a cool birdie to get, but hey, I'm just happy I didn't lose a disc. But that's a 3 to end the front 9 of Mitch Park here at Tye F Cunningham in Edmond, Oklahoma. This is kind of just a cool little nature-esque stroll. I've been playing too much Magic the Gathering lately. So you're gonna walk with me for a minute. I'm gonna walk through here. We're going to hole 10. Kind of a hike, a little bit, especially when you're pulling a cart. Looks like we're getting there. Slowly but surely. But sometimes disc golfing does feel like hiking, depending on where you're playing. And we made it. Now, I'm not recording this little snippet just to make myself look good or feel good or whatever. And I noticed what looked to be like a father and a son playing this course with those big old school catch frisbees. And for any disc golfer, they know those things are super hard to throw. They turn over and they roll and all that stuff. So I ended up giving him one of my extra throwing putters, or a putting putter for somebody that young, to toss around for fun. And his eyes lit up. He was very thankful. The dad was very happy. And I just wanted to share this. It did make me feel good, but I'm not, recording this to pat myself on the back. I think sometimes us veteran disc golfers should go out of their way to try to get, the younger kids into playing. And what better way than giving somebody some plastic? And as you can see, I have all the discs in the world, plus a gigantic rack of them at home that's almost full. So it's not going to hurt me to give away a putter every now and again. So hopefully that kid continues playing, maybe hits an ace, gets hooked on it, and maybe next year he'll be asking for disc golf stuff for Christmas. All right, this is hole 10. We're looking at 261 on a hyzer line around the corner. We'll throw this Lone Star Wrangler, see what happens. All right, that looks pretty good. Should be looking at it down there. All right, we landed a little bit short. Basket is straight ahead of me right here. We got about maybe 35, 40 feet. Let's see what happens. Oh. Got blocked by the tree a little bit. Let's go tap it in. We're gonna do a selfie putt. Basket's right there. And that is a par on hole 10. All right, we made it to hole 11. It's 283. The basket is pretty much straight through this tunnel. You don't want to get off too far left or right. The rough is rough. So I'm gonna forehand this Dos Equis, hopefully turn it over a little bit and try to get it up there. Well, I managed to hit the big tree in the middle of the fairway, but it's in the middle, so should be a look for par. All right, we landed right next to this big tree. You can see the basket straight through the gap. I'm just gonna forehand my trusty harp and just try to slide it up there. Well, it slid some, but I left it a little shorter than I wanted. We'll have a long look for par. So we got about a 20 footer. Here's where we landed. Basket's right there. Try to get a good selfie putt. And that's a par on number 11. All right, we're at hole 12. 245 to the basket, straight up the middle. Basket's past that tree. I'll throw this MVP Volt, try to get it up there. Get around that tree. All right, it's in the middle. Can't ask for much more than that. All right, so we're landed about 50 short. I'm gonna take my putter and just get it up there. That way we can walk away with a par. All right, that's underneath the basket, so we'll walk away with an easy par on 12. All right, selfie putt time. Yay, par on 12. All right, we're at hole 13. The basket is 307. It's straight up this fairway and then slightly off to the left. So I'm gonna throw this Innova Champion Wraith up there and see where we get. Oh. All right, I'm off to the side here. The basket straight through that gap past that tree. We're gonna try real hard to hit it. The gap, not the tree, by the way. And I hit the tree. All right, let's just walk up there. I've got people on me, so. Oh, sometimes it goes the way you want and sometimes it doesn't. This is one of those times where it did not go as planned. But that's okay, we overcome. So there's my lie. Basket's right over there. All right, put it by the basket. This will be one long continuous shot, I believe, just because I'm trying to hurry. No, we're walking. I probably would have done things a little different if I was taking my time, but it's a Saturday. People are trying to get their rounds in before, you know, the end of the day. Just do a selfie putt. And that's about. All right, we're at hole 14. It's 284 to the basket. It's straight up this fairway and then off to the left. So I'm gonna go crave off the tee and see what happens. Oof. I can't tell how short that was, but I think it was a little bit short. We may be in the rough. Right. We did end up in the rough, so I'm at my lie. The basket is through this gap here, so I'm gonna have to selfie putt. I'm gonna put it on some hyzer and just get it out there. Oh, that didn't go as planned. All right, we're selfie putting again just because we have people coming up on us, so hopefully this catches it. Not the easiest thing to do with this distance. Nope. Oh, we'll just give it one more run. All right. Well, that's just the way it goes sometimes. That will be a bogey on 14. All right, we're at hole 15 at Mitch Park here at Tye F Cunningham Disc Golf Course. Gonna throw an Envy on this one, my patented MD Matt Door Envy. It's 180 feet straight down the pipe, so we're just gonna try to throw this straight at it. Oh, that was a nice flight and we're down there, so let's go see where we're at. There it is. All right, it's been a while since we've gotten a birdie, but that's a birdie on hole 15. All right, so we're at hole 16. It's 235 to the basket. You can see it just straight down this fairway. I'm gonna forehand this felon, hopefully get it on the left side and have it skip over, and we'll see what happens. Keep that a little lumpy. Oof. I hit the big tree on the right, unfortunately, but we're in the middle of the fairway. All right, we left ourselves a little bit of a putt. I'd say it's probably like 50, 55 maybe, but straight up there. No point in not running it. That's parked. I'm just gonna launch it again just cause. Oh. All right, so we're parked for a par, and I'll take it. All right, walking up to the disc here. Oh, lose my balance. And that's a par on hole 16. All right, we made it to hole 17, and I think I'm gonna have enough light to finish. It's 178 feet. The basket is right past this group of trees, so I'm trying to throw a kind of a worm burner with this zone and just try to skip it through there. That's the goal anyways. What actually happens and what I want to happen are two different things. Oh, that's good. That is exactly what I wanted. Straight through the gap. Hopefully we're sitting by the basket. All right, so I thought the basket was more on the left side, but it's on the right side. So we've got about a 25 footer. So let's go see if we can drain it for a bird. Well, that's how the cookie crumbles sometimes, unfortunately. Ugh. Oh, but we'll take a par. All right, we're at hole 18. It's a 366-foot shot. Basket's straight down this fairway towards where you see that trash can down there. I'm going to throw the felon on a big forehand and see what happens. We're going to let this car go by just, for good luck. With my luck, I would hit him, and that would be bad. Oh, too much. In the middle of the road. All right, so we are here. We're just trying to get around the corner there. And we should be putting from there. All right. Somehow we made it through this jungle of trees without hitting anything. So we've got this putt for par. And that's gonna do it here at Tye F Cunningham Disc Golf Course in Edmond, Oklahoma, Mitch Park. Thank you for watching. All right, so I just got done finished playing Tye F Cunningham Disc Golf Course at Mitch Park in Edmond, Oklahoma. I thought it'd be kind of cool at the end of my rounds, whether it's right after, well, it's fresh on my mind, or whenever I get home or whatever, to just talk about my experience, maybe like a little miniature course review, whatever. So I played the short layout, and unfortunately I only got holes 2 through 18 on film. I skipped recording on hole 1 because there was a ton of people out here and I didn't want to hold them up. So I just played very quickly through hole 1. I believe I ended up shooting +2 from the short layout. The short layout is a much different animal than the longs. The longs are very tough. There are some difficult holes on the shorts. I would say it's good for amateur players. Even the longs are fine. Some of the longs are not much longer than the shorts. So I think +2 is a pretty solid score for somebody who hasn't played out here since 2018. This is a course that I get to knock off my list for the King of Oklahoma challenge that I'm extending into 2026. So if you haven't been around since I've started making disc golf content, my goal is to play every single publicly available 18 or more hole course in Oklahoma. And I've done quite a few of them. I've knocked off almost all of western Oklahoma. So almost everything, west of the, west side of the Oklahoma City metro. I've knocked off the Tulsa courses for the most part. Stuff around Tahlequah, some stuff around Eufaula and McAllister, but I still have a ton of courses to play. So my overall thoughts on Mitch Park, Tye F Cunningham Disc Golf Course, highly recommended. I'll go with the UDisc rating style. I'd give it a 4.5 out of 5. It's really fun. It's technically challenging. There's some ace run holes. There were a couple holes that were less than 200 feet that were pretty much straight shots. So for those ace hunters out there, heck, I almost got one. What was it? Hole 5, I think, was like 120 feet or something like that, just dead straight. And also hole 15, I almost got an ace on that one as well. Would I come back and play it? Yes. I live in Weatherford, which is about an hour and 20 minutes from here, and it was worth the drive. I had a ton of fun. I wish it was a little bit warmer. As you can see, I'm wearing a beanie and a hoodie. I've got a couple shirts on underneath, and I'm still sniffling, and it's cold. I finished with the last little bit of daylight. So highly recommended. Come out here and check it out. There's, I believe, 3 disc golf courses in Edmond, 2 at Lake Arcadia, and 1 here. Highly recommended. So if you like the content, if you want to hear me talk on more things, I plan on doing more disc golf course reviews, disc reviews. I think I'm going to start recording my disc dyeing process. That way you can see it from start to finish. Again, thank you guys so much for all the support you've given me since I've started posting TikToks, and I've slowly transitioned into uploading the longer form content onto YouTube. So I am on my way back to Weatherford. I'm going to go sit inside and warm up, and you will be seeing this stuff posted soon. So make sure to like, follow, share. I'm on all the social medias you would expect me to be on. Thank you guys so much.